All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited. I'm excited for tonight. Tonight, we're just going to freestyle. All of us are authors. We're going to talk about our journeys, talk about our upcoming releases, talk about the ones that's inspiring. I do have two authors on here. I have Miss Sharise and I have Sabrina on here. They're going to talk about their journeys as far as writing. I do have some questions to throw out there. Feel free to ask any questions aspiring authors. This is my first pen to paper webinar for 2024. And I am thinking about doing these maybe once or twice a month. Actually, probably once a month. The next one will probably more than likely be in March because in February next month I am moving to my new location. Once I get there, so I won't be available the whole month of March, the whole month of February. But these will be recorded and they will also be on my YouTube. All right, let's get started. Let's get started. My name is Zephyr Zuka. I am not an aspiring author. I am an author, a writer, and a publisher now. I do own Zephyr Inc. Publications. Now, what my publishing company do, we help authors get started on their journey. I'm opening up my platform for all aspiring authors because I know how it was when I first started 1 year ago. Didn't have nobody helping me, no support, nothing. I was freestyling all on my own. So I just wanted to share my platform to everyone, because I know how it is not to have the support. The only people that really support me is my daughter, Destiny, and my husband. And my author friends that I've met along the way, like Miss Sharise, Sabrina, Alicia. I've met some great people, and I thank God for you all, and I thank God for y'all being here tonight. So let's start with Miss Sharise. She can introduce herself, could take herself off mute, and talk about her journey as an author.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sharise Johnson Moore. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. All right. Want to
Here.
make sure everybody can hear me because, you know how sometimes Zoom act. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Okay, so, my name is Sharise Johnson Moore, and I'm the owner of Sharise Johnson Moore LLC, where I help entrepreneurs gain exposure through advertising, broadcasting, publishing, and marketing. And I have been an author since 2017. Okay. My first book is entitled Coming to Loving Yourself. That's my book cover over here. And Reese, as I said earlier today, why you see relaunch on the wall is because I did my relaunch this morning, a relaunch of my entire business. Did a virtual relaunch party. So, and that was 3 hours long. And
But that's all right.
and I was like, I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a positive place. And you know, it is a thing of um, you know, how how could I say this? As an author, it can be very challenging as challenging. I mean, challenging when you don't have the money to all these expenses that
Mhm.
come in your face. Okay, from graphic art designer
Mhm.
to the uh, okay, so many things. Copyright
Yes, oh God.
to the you got to get it right. If you don't get it right the first time, which that happened to me, if I didn't get it right the first time with this copyright, I had to turn around and copyright my book twice because I changed it and then I changed. Every time you change the book, you got
Mhm.
copyrighted again and registered, do that all over. And that was I got it right the second time. I said I ain't doing this again because I ain't got the money like that. And and then you finding your niche after you
Mhm.
write the book. What do I do after I write this book? Okay, because I didn't have a clue. I wrote the book, didn't have a clue, and I was just going to any and everybody. First people I hit were the people in the mass choir I was a member of, and I sold about 20 books. the first time out. Um, but you must know your niche. I didn't know it then, but I know it now. So, and just a lot of things, a lot of things come up. Like, you got to pay for editing and
Mm.
proofreading, and praise the Lord, I found somebody to do it for free.
Really?
Well, yes, I found somebody to do it
Oh
for
my
free,
God.
and and this what was so I this what was so good about it. I met this person through Facebook, and me and her sat down. We talked. We had a meeting and things like that. She said, "Well, go ahead and let me see your first three chapters." She told me what I need to change, and I ran from there. Okay, I did it. What I changed, and because my first book is an autobiography, inspirational book, and she told me a little adjustments I had to make and stuff. I found a reasonable graphic arts designer to create the cover. He was like $75. I was like, praise the Lord. That and for the I got paperback and an ebook form for that first book. And he charged me just $75 for both covers. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Because I was looking around and some people get outrageous with the prices. The highest I seen somebody wanted for to create a book cover was $1,600.
Good God, what in the world were they creating? Something for Spider-Man or something?
I want to say something, but I know we recording.
But it's okay because, like I said, we're freestyling tonight. Tonight is a comfortable space for everyone to talk about your journey. This is
Yeah.
a safe space to talk about, ask questions because and the reason I wanted to really do this is because I wanted to know if some authors go through what I go through. I deal with PTSD, depression. So, I deal with that from time to time. So I just wanted to know. I said, well, let me open up my platform to see if any other authors suffer with things that I do, anxiety of book releases, anxiety. These are things, even as inspiring authors,
Mhm.
when I first started 1 year ago, last January,
Mhm.
I've been writing longer than that, but actually published this is actually not my first time publishing book, but actually really getting out there.
Mhm.
I just like, well, and I was going through a lot at the time too. So I dealt with depression. So now I talk about depression freely, because mental health is very important, and that's one thing that we leave out. But I also wanted it to be a safe place for everyone to talk about their experiences. This is why I wanted some more veteran authors to, because I do have a couple on here. Well, I did have some on here, they hopped off. But some people may come in and out. Someone might be an smart author, want to write a book or something like that. And I just wanted everyone to feel comfortable. They know the woes. It's yeah, having a book is good,
Yes.
but the back office of it, the background noise of it, everybody don't they think is, oh, we got a book. Oh my God. It's
No, oh, you
not,
got some money.
yeah, it's not peaches and berries. Because some of us, I ain't gonna say I never say I'm broke. Some authors starting from scratch, so
Yeah.
you have to be realistic, So
Mhm.
Sabrina, I'm sorry, Miss, you got something to say, Miss Sharise?
I want to say this. Um, I tell all authors when they come to me for consultations, I tell them to save up their money.
Mm-hmm.
Save up your money because you're gonna have expenses. Don't see him believe the hype about talking about, oh, you can publish on Amazon for free. Okay, it's some stipulations with that free. It's nothing really free. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to say that for the moment.
Okay. Sabrina, you guys, say something.
I'm so glad that we, did get to do this. So like in my writing, I have like completed, but actually the crazy part, like for me, is I haven't actually finished by the publishing part. So when you and I met, Sapphire, I was like, oh man, like okay, she's doing her publishing, my kid's grandmother is an author, right? She's published, she has, books out already. And so she was the one that she was walking me through the process. But just the fact of like, I think what I really wanted to come to speak about is just like putting it down, right? Like what Sharice talked about, knowing your niche. what you want to talk about, who you want to help, like just actually getting it down, right? Like putting it, like writing it, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, pen to paper. I was so inspired about that because I just feel like just me, like actually letting people know about it and actually putting the content together, like sitting there and like writing, right? Sitting there and
Mm-hmm.
getting it out of your head and onto the paper and onto the format, and making a
Mm-hmm.
decision to share, like, okay, like, yeah, okay, this is what I have and this is what I'm gonna do. So I think that that's one of probably the hardest part. The hardest part of it is just getting up the courage, I think, to share it, like you said, and then to put it down on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then yeah, like there are so many. So in going through the process of like after it's all done, I was like, oh my gosh, like Sharise said, and you don't know that. You don't know until you actually go to do it, right? Like all
Mm-hmm.
these different things. Okay, you have to copyright it. You gotta, what platform are you gonna do it? Like all these. So it's so many, it's so many
Mhm.
expenses that
Yes.
Mhm.
that go along with it. And then deciding like, okay, do you want to do
Hey,
like
cousin.
a tour? Oh my God, I thought that was you.
Hey, I
Such
didn't
a
even, I'm
small
trying to get my
world.
camera started. Hi.
I was like, that name
I'm
looks
sorry, I didn't mean to
really
interrupt. I'm
familiar.
so
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Sorry,
Look, she,
Sapphire.
look, she scared me when she said, "Hey, cousin," I'm looking like, who?
I'm so
That's my
sorry.
cousin.
I didn't know that.
That's
Oh
my
wow, small world.
family.
Yeah,
I
when
didn't
I
even know he was with this publishing company. That's
No,
crazy.
no, we actually met.
yeah,
Me and Sabrina actually met through another way. We
yeah,
through
we met
another.
through another way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's so funny. When I saw her name, Sapphire, I said, that like not many people got that name. Like, is that?
Nobody else has that
I,
name. Just me.
oh my
All
gosh,
right, guys.
such a small world. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Oh no, you're fine. Dad, go ahead and put yourself on mute, woman.
Sorry. Okay.
No, you're good.
But yeah, so just like all the different expenses, I had no idea of all the different things that it take to actually do it. And then the
Mm-hmm.
point of like, okay, so now because I'm in the release, like I was in a thing last month, talked to everybody about the fact that like, okay, I wrote the book and it's gonna drop. And then it's like, so then what do you do, right? Like what's next? You know?
Mm-hmm.
All right, like what you
That's
gotta
a
do?
that's what Miss Sharise was talking about. You know, you get so excited. I'm writing a book. Once you get it out there, what next?
What?
I mean, like what? I mean, for me, the reason I wanted to do this because everything for me was trial and error. I was doing
Mhm.
everything on my own. Google's been my best friend. I'm a techie person, so I was just what I do. So
Mhm.
after my 6 months, I was like, and I was putting like books left and right, left and right, and I made Amazon bestseller 3 times in my genre, and I was like, okay, well, okay, hey, let's keep writing. But at the same time, I didn't understand, and I'm being transparent. I didn't understand. I was wearing myself out. So now I said, okay, let's slow down a little bit, Sapphire. You got the little few books out. Let's slow down a little bit. So now, and I started experiencing depression again through some other, for some one odd reason or after another. My living situation changed and all of that. And now I'm getting ready to move out the country for good. So I was just like, okay, God, I don't know what you're doing. I gave up my home. Me and my husband gave up our everything, and we're staying in somewhere else. But I was like, okay, God, this got to be a test because you know what? And even where I'm at now, I experienced depression. So I wanted to be realistic because people come into this thing I'm about to write me a book, girl. You know what? I'm about to drop this thing, but they don't understand that the background stuff that you have to go, the background noise, the not support from people, just telling you this stuff, putting bugs in your ears and stuff. And for me, I'm gonna just say this, like I said, I'm being it's transparent tonight. For me, I got the biggest criticism from the people from the church just because of what I write.
Mm,
I said, well, just because I write that, that's not who I am. It's fiction. You can write anything you want to. That doesn't define who God called me to be.
Mhm.
So
amen.
I wanted to open this platform even for people to, like Miss Sharise, she's talking about her new book. I just dropped the book today, you know. I didn't talk about it, but you know, I advertised. But I want authors to know that this is a safe place. We need some people that we can rely on, you know, some people that hold us accountable. But not only that, we need a support system within the author world, because I notice sometimes I see some authors bullying other authors, I mean, it's just a whole bunch of dumb stuff, you know. And so I wanted to change the dynamics for everybody. You know, hey, let's do something different. And I said, God, okay, look, you walk me through this, I will help your people. Because last year, this time, I was contemplating suicide. I had cried for like 120 days, guys. When I first started my book, I had cried because of something that I was going through. Some of it was my fault, some of it wasn't. But I just say, okay, God, look here. I'll help your people. I need some relief. And so I found my solitude through writing. Writing helps me. So that's why I was putting like books left and right, because I was dealing with depression to the point where, okay, I gotta write. And that's all I did. I don't sleep much, but now where I'm at, I'm actually sleeping now again. So, you know, if anybody experienced any of this, I said like, God, I know somebody that does. Some other author, some aspiring author has been through this. I know it's just not me. I'm just saying. So anybody else, the floor is open.
Well, I want to say this. I've dealt with depression and anxiety myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an experience, I'll say about 2.5 years ago. And I was working. I'm also a certified nurse's assistant. So I was working and I was living in a homeless shelter at the time. And I had to go walk to work, I had to walk to my patient's house.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I just had one of these, like those, like I just want to bust out crying, you know, just bust out crying. And I made it through my shift and I walked straight to the hospital. Straight to the hospital. I ain't even going, I walked past my house. I walked past my house to get to the hospital, right? So I told them, how I was feeling, and I was honest about where I felt, and I wanted to kill myself, and I wanted to kill somebody else, and and I was like, look, can somebody help me, please, before I lose my mind? So, and at the moment I was working, and I didn't care how I got to the point where I didn't care what anybody else's opinion was that day. I didn't even care what the bosses think. I didn't care. That job don't mean all that to me if it's costing me my mental health. Okay. I went and sought treatment, and I go see a therapist, and I go see a psychiatrist. Now I go see people about my health. It don't matter what kind of health it is. So I'm 52 years old. And I've seen how from my old life I used to live, how them people still living now with it. I'm gonna be very transparent here.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a stripper. I used to be a drug addict. I used to be a prostitute. And I used to steal, used to be a thief. It was like, I was out there.
Mm-hmm.
My life, I decided I need to change my life for the better. And along the way, God was working on me. But like I said, 2.5 years ago, it don't matter. Depression, anxiety can hit you at any time, any moment, that you're feeling overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I feel overwhelmed, I get to a place where I back away from this computer. I cut that phone off. I go into reading the word. And that's what brings me out of that feeling of being overwhelmed. I get in the prayer mode. I do those things. And being an author, it is not easy. I don't know what they think this is, but it ain't that. It's not no, oh well, don't you want to write, you write a book and then you get into these different groups and things like that. And I found this out about groups, being in groups. Being in groups is a waste of time.
It really is. The Facebook groups, I don't even post in there except my own group. I know they're sick of me.
I learned that posting in the groups is a waste of time because you could be advertising your books with Facebook ads, Instagram ads, things of that nature, with your books, and joining book clubs is good to get the book out there. Book clubs. What else? Oh, go. If you don't know about the library, go library. But getting back to the mental health thing, see about you. You ain't got but one you.
I
Take
know
care of
that's
you.
right. And
You
I'll be
know,
taking care of me now these days. And I thank God for that. This is why I'm helping authors now. And I find it a joy. Deja, she's gonna come on board with Zephyr Ink Publications at some point when she's
mhm.
20. But I like the ones that I have that's coming slowly but surely. I thank God for that. So Monica, Alicia, anybody got anything else to say? Y'all, this is freestyle night. Y'all talk
Yes,
about
I'll
the journey.
hop on. I'm glad I saw the notification tonight. Actually, I was about to lie down. I was like, ah, my buddy is reaching out to me, and this was good to come on tonight. Love to support. So I actually never thought that I would become an author. I started as a teenager just writing out when I was in pain and being depressed. And then I was like, I just was writing for comfort. And so I just stopped doing it. But then in 2000, I was going through a rough time in life. And I was like, you know what? I'm just having such a hard time. But then I was working in a memory unit because I'm in the healthcare field. And I was working with some young ladies that didn't understand dementia, and they were just quitting from left to right. And I was like, with me being an expertise in the field, and it was just getting so overwhelmed that they didn't understand it. And I was like, well, how are these girls working in this dementia unit and not certified? So
Mhm.
I was like, that's really illegal. So I was like, well, and I heard the Lord saying, well, why don't you educate people on it, since you're an expert in it?
Mhm.
And I just never knew that this would bring so much to me. So one night I was sitting right here at my office and I was writing, and then I heard the Lord say, I want you to write what I want you to write. And I started writing, then I stopped. And he said, write a book. And I was fussing back at the Lord and said, I'm not writing no book. And I was like, I don't know how to write no book. I mean, it was the scariest thing in my life. I've never heard the Lord so clear in my life.
Right.
I was writing and I got scared. And it was like a force, it was like a good feeling, like a loving feeling, but it was like a force that was like getting me to write. And I was writing. I mean, it scared the daylights out of me. And I was writing. And the next thing you know, I had pages and pages and pages and pages and pages. I nearly fell out the chair. And I was like, I mean, it makes sense. And then I end up getting to chapter 5. And
Wow.
I ended up with my first book,
Oh,
A
wow.
Caregiver's Guide, Alzheimer's and Dementia, How to Cope and Give Care to Alzheimer's and Caregiver Patients. This is my first book that I released in 2020. I became an author. So this is my first book. And when I got in the middle of the book, like chapter 5, I was like, well, I don't know what else to say. And I heard the Lord said, all these years you've been in the field, like 20 years of being a health professional, you've worked in every field. You've worked for the state. You've been all over. You've been certified in every area. How do you mean you don't know what to write? Write about your experiences. Write about the pain you see the families have, the struggles that they have when you go in their house. Tell them what to do. Have a section in the book to tell them what to do when they don't know how to work with their family members. Give them some points on what to do when their loved one is crying and having behaviors and they don't know what to do. Like, talk about communication, talk about combative behaviors. There's a lot of key points that you can touch that's involved in dementia. So there's different areas in the book that it speaks about. It goes into the stages of dementia. So I have a whole book about that. Then I have another one that talks about herbal healing for your mind, how to heal your mind with the herbs, what the different herbs that are good. And there's a turmeric on the front page because that's the #1 herb that you should use to heal your brain. Then I have another one that consoles.
I like that.
That consoles
Yeah, man.
a person that's going through hardship.
Mhm.
You know, when even if you're a caregiver or a family member and you've had someone that passed away and you want to remember them, or either if they're still living and you feel that they're fading away from you, and you know you just want to have that type of bond. I have a poetry book because I love to write poetry. Memories of Surviving, inspirational quotes and poem with a 30-day journal. This is one of my other books. It has a 30-day journal in here, and it has poems that's inside this book. I have other books. I don't have them with me because my family came and stole my author copies that I chose to keep for myself. So I don't have all my author copies before me, but I have 8 books that released. One is just an ebook, and then I have 2 books that will be released the end of this month. So I'm excited about that. So my niche is brain health and dementia care. So that's my niche. I have my own company, Serenity Alzheimer's and Dementia Training. I am a dementia educator. I create my own e-learning courses. I am a trainer. I certify caregivers in dementia. I partner with healthcare facilities all over. I just got added to an IC team. I am in the Association for Caregivers. I just got the phone call 2 days ago, so I'm international with the caregiver team. I joined the intellectual model for caregivers because I am very intelligent. So I'm in the I joined the intelligent team for intellectual caregivers. So I'm worldwide known on that. So you might see me float around on Google. If you search my name, you'll see me on Google floating around as very intelligent caregiver. There's like my master coach that I'm under in dementia created a TDI model, and I am one of the leader advisor members for dementia. Also, my company, Serenity Alzheimer's, is an international company where I train all over the world internationally. So if you would to pop me up, the AI would have a whole lot to say about my company. So I'm very excited about that. I have certificates from Germany and all over the place. So I'm very excited to be getting to be recognized all over the place. I've just had a meeting with a marketing company that wants to make a national worldwide like newsletter about me. So I'm excited about that. I flew out to Kansas City in February of last year because I'm also a writer in other platforms. I'm a committee analysis. I write examinations for healthcare professionals to get certified. I just helped write a phlebotomy examination early last year. This last year, I also helped to write the first home health aid certification. So that should be released sometime this year. I'll be flying back out to Kansas City. So I'm a writer of many things. I'm a certified medical assistant. I wrote a certification exam for that. And so a lot of the examinations I don't have to take because I write them, so I automatically get certified in it. So I'm a writer in many things, a blogger, just all kinds of writing, professional writings that I do. So I'm very excited for where my career is going.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. So Sabrina, when will your book be released?
This month.
Okay. Are you excited about it?
I am, so this last 2 weeks has been really challenging. I'm literally like today is probably the first day that I've been able to like talk without coughing. I've been like so sick for the last two
Girl,
weeks
I
because
feel you.
it was supposed to be launched before the 2023 ended,
Mhm.
but because of, with so many things. And then I had my brother passed away 2 days before Christmas. So
Sorry
it's
to hear that.
been crazy. I haven't really got to tell everybody. It's funny that my cousin is on here because I don't know if she even knows yet. Um, but yeah, so it's just been like a really just crazy last 2 weeks of this time. So but yes, I am excited though. I am excited.
Oh,
And I
yes.
am looking to actually like kind of incorporate it into like a tour, right? Just because I feel like, well, so the book is a letter to my 30-year-old self.
Mm,
And so it was really born out of, just the things that we go through as though. So I'm now 45, like I'm gonna be 46 this year. But I just so many things have happened over this last like decade and a half, right? And
mhm,
so just been around so many people who are like kind of in that area, like, in their 30s, mid 30s, and I listened to so much of like the things that they're going through. It was such a pivotal time in my life. And I just was like, you know what? Like, I know that just some of the things, so it's not necessarily like a biography, but it's kind of like a therapy session, right?
mhm.
A roadmap, if you will, right? A guide to like, I know what you feel like, and it might seem like it's not gonna end well, right? But I promise you that if you just keep going, it's gonna be okay.
Oh, so
Uh,
I do want you all to drop your links in the chat as well for your book. Someone might want it. Like I said, this is going to be on YouTube, so drop your links. You never know that. And also you guys send me your links also through Messenger. I will support your books. I will market because that's what I do. I market. So I did
Yeah, I
marketing
will
for
send it to you
Hobbyists.
as soon as I have everything
Okay.
up. But Alicia was so inspiring to me. So I was just like, I'm so glad that you did this because I
Mhm.
literally talked to two people the past week whose both parents have dementia and they have been going through so much and it's been so difficult for them. And I do not even know what to say except to just listen. But now I have a resource. I'm so excited.
Yes, and
Yes.
I do consultations as well, so my website is there. Thank you.
This is so exciting. I'm like, yes, this is where I was supposed to be. I hope that's to
Hey,
help
Monica.
somebody.
So Deja,
Oh,
let's
hello.
talk about I'm gonna get to you too, Monica, in a minute. Deja, she knows she hear me. Right. She knows she hear me. She knows she hear me.
Deja.
Hi.
It's Deja.
Well, I
Oh,
call her
it's
Deja.
I was
I call her Deja Day, whatever. She still asks.
Oh, do you? You call her Deja?
Yeah.
Look at
I
me.
call her most of the time I call
it's
her Day.
yeah,
Um,
it's Deaja. It's okay.
It's Deja.
yeah. Look, but it look like it's Deja.
I know, but there's
Yeah.
a
There's a I,
AEI.
AEI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you guys, this is Day. She told me I call her Day.
Yes,
She
Day.
will be where the Monica? Oh, that Monica. This is Day. She's a new aspiring author. She's coming out soon. Hopefully. Maybe she can hit me up in my inbox. Come
I
on.
am. I am. I know.
No,
I'm
I'm just with
slow.
her. You know I got to mess with you for a little while. No, but she's an aspiring author. So you guys, I just wanted her and some other ones on here, Monica as well. You guys can introduce yourself in a minute. Day, can you introduce yourself if you will?
Um, my name is Deaja. I have 4 kids. I'm a single mom of 4. Um, I am a registered MA, NA, and I'm going back to school so I can do practical nursing. I have been in the medical field since I was, I'm gonna say 22. I'm now about to be 29 on the 10th. So I've been in the medical field since I was 22. Um, Currently, I guess getting back to the mental health, I would say I have it under control now, but I suffer from PTSD, um, borderline multiple personalities, and anxiety and depression. But with medication management, it helps. So I'm doing good in that area. What inspired me to start writing my book is listening to someone else's story. I was on Google and I came across Zapfire's Ink Publishing. I was reading the bio, I guess, and just looking for an actual publishing company because I didn't know where to begin. And she was the first one that popped up. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I typed in Black owned because I support my people. So I typed that in and she popped up and I was like, let me go look. And so the name of my book will be called Dear Past, I Hate You, from the perspective of the age of 9 until now, and how my life didn't mold me to be the person that can victimize you and have you in that mindset. So I didn't become that victim. I became a survivor, and I've been surviving forever. And now at the age of 29, I finally can live my life. I work for Centera. I've been working for Centera for a little while now. I'm on the administration side. So now I work from home. I can get my computer from downstairs, come upstairs, log in. So I'm happy about that. I was recently struggling, about to lose everything. And I mean everything. Like, I couldn't figure out how to pay my rent, how to pay my light bill, nothing. I'm a mom of 4 doing it on my own. I didn't choose this, but unfortunately I am that parent by default. So I just decided to use my resources and figure out what I needed to do, because I didn't want to be that person that just gave up completely because it got hard. And I was there. I didn't want to be a mom anymore. Didn't want to be here anymore. I just kept saying I couldn't when I knew that I could. And so I was able to get help. I had an organization pay off everything for me until January. Got to start paying rent again February, but it's okay. I can do it now. I got this now. But I was able to get the help that I needed. And just when I was ready to give it up and just give up completely, there somebody was to just like, oh, I got you. God was like, I'm gonna save your life, because I don't know who I would leave my 4 behind with, honestly.
Understand. I have my 4 children grown.
Yeah, but my book is for people who can't speak up, who won't speak up. When it comes to anything, when it comes to domestic violence, sexual abuse, just life in general, when it's beating you down, I want somebody to be able to read my book and say, okay, well, I'm gonna write a book too.
I like that. I like when you say how when life got tough, you know, you didn't give up, you just kept going. And I think that's good because now you're able to write about what you went through in your past life. And that's the one thing I do. I take what I went through. I'm 45, as same as Sabrina. I take what I went through in my past, PTSD, sexual assault, rape at a young age. You know, I take all of that and put them in. I use my characters to voice what I feel, to voice what I went through. So I felt, you know, like I said, I dealt with depression for over a year, probably longer than that actually. But this past year that just passed, it was really hard for me. So I started in my one special project. Actually, I had 2. Back last February, my grandmother passed actually March the 17th of last year. So I was writing my I don't know what number book that was. It was called Cries of His Heart. It was about a mafia don, you know, and you know, a lot of these mafia books, I learned that they want to show that the men are tough, tough, tough. But in this particular book, I wanted to show that even though he was a mafia boss, and what he was feeling was actually what I was feeling. And I stopped in the middle of the book when my grandmother passed. I stopped writing. I didn't write for 3 weeks, and the book was about to be released, and I'm like, you know what, I ain't writing. But I actually dedicated that book to my grandmother. I put a, because I said, okay, I can't just stop this because my grandmother passed. And so I took all of that and put it in that book. And then I had another project that came in mind. It's like titles just drop down to me. Do anybody else go through that? It's like I write one book, then here go another title. I'm like, God, I can't write all these books at one time. It's too much. But the second project that I worked on, the book is called Ruined. And I tell everybody, I need y'all to read that book. And I said, my family might be upset when they read it, but I said, you know what, God, I don't care because I need to heal in certain areas of my life. So I use my books for healing. And so when I released Ruined, it was like God was taking me through certain chapters of that book. I would write 3 chapters, stop. I said, okay, God, I can't write no more of this book. Because I actually, what my character went through, in the beginning, she was considered the black sheep of her family. So that's what I dealt with mine. She got raped at the age of 25 and birthed a set of twins by her cousin. I said, okay, God, I can't tell these people that. Use your outlet. I said, you can't tell these people that.
Yes, you can.
So I
And
was
you
up there fussing with God, me and him kind of, I'm not doing that. So I said, okay, let's just use this book. So everything that my character went through in that book, it was what I went through. I had a son through my cousin raped me. See, I could talk about it now because why? I'm healing from it. My son is 30. I was younger. And it's, if you read other of my books, you'll see that the women, they go through a lot because of stuff that I went through. And so, this is why I wanted this to be a safe place. I say, okay, God, I'm going to open up my platform to people like me. I'm damaged, broken, and all that kind of little stuff. That's the way I felt, you know. So, I encourage you all to keep writing when just keep going. No matter how hard it gets, just keep going, because I almost gave up. I almost broke. I was broken. That's how I felt. I'm like, nobody don't want me. Why I gotta be here? Last year I went through something with my family, and I almost broke. I went down to the river, the ocean here, where I used to live at. I went down there every day. I said, you know what? There was too much. It was like a heavy burden. That's why I cried 120 days. And this is when I picked up my pen. God said, use what I gave you. I said, what did you give me? I don't see nothing. This is how I talk to God. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but I talked to him. I said, I don't know what you gave me. God had to literally remind me of who I was. He said, don't worry about you asked for this. So I'm like, I didn't ask for nothing. And then I had to think back of the prayer that I prayed. God had already forgiven me for what happened. I'm not going to get into that, but he forgave me for the situation. But what I was feeling was the aftermath of it. See, people don't like talking about the aftermath of things. So I had to go through the aftermath. So the aftermath for me was hard, But like I said, I cried for 120 days. I released my first book, Leonardo Moretti. That book went Amazon bestseller. I mean, he stayed up there #1 for like 1, 2, 3, I think 3 weeks. And I was like, what? And then I wrote book because it was a series that I wrote. I wrote that series within a whole month. It was 6 books. I wrote it, and they're short books. I wrote them in. I said, God, this too fast, man. But I put them out there. Then next thing I know, we're writing them out. I said, Lord, this too much. He said, girl, go and write. And I just kept writing, and I just said, God, I thank you for my husband and my daughter. Me and my daughter work tight. Me and my husband, we stuck in there together. So I just say, you guys just keep writing. Monica, let's hear from you, my dear friend. You're on mute.
No, I was frozen.
Oh, okay.
Good evening, beautiful women. Oh man, I am beyond blessed to be a part of what I'm going to refer to as a healing circle. You all, from what I'm hearing from each and every powerful woman here, it's just amazing. I initially started, I literally was running out of my church when you guys started. I was getting my daughter situated, had to run to the store, get her some clothes. I'm staying at my sister's house because I'm not getting on the road to go home. This weather is too much. But giving honor to the Spirit of God, all of you wonderful women here. Thank you for having me on this platform with you guys. I too, like Diaja, I am an aspiring author. Like some of you, I've been writing since I was a preteen. Um, all I can surmise from what I've heard thus far is journaling your pain through ink. You guys have, through mental health, I think someone talked about dementia. And my book is a combination of poetry, colloquialisms. It's a combination of divorce. It's a combination of I'm not going to say church hurt because a building can't hurt you unless it falls on you, but congregational hurt. And just coming from, I am a PGK. My grandfather was a preacher, and my father was the eldest of 8. And he is the one who ended up getting drafted. And he would sing in service, he would lead Bible class, he did all the above, but he got drafted. And when he came back, he was not the same church boy. He was already kind of like a little bit of a rebel. But the one thing that I learned from him is to be your true, authentic self. Acknowledge you had issues. So much so that he had my nieces calling him pop issues. So I'm just all the way, I don't know. I'm just humbled to be here. Like I'm speechless to be amongst you women. I come from a background of musicians. I have some artistry, I guess, in my blood. My aunt is a dancer. And I'm not talking about pole. She is very much into her African roots, our African roots. She's very holistic. She introduced me to the arts. I got to see Savion Glover perform when I was a kid. So I learned at the late age of, I think I was like 36, that my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, was a writer. She gave up her citizenship to Washington, D.C., and she went to Trinidad and said, keep my body over here. So I tell people I had Trinidad roots, Trinidad and Tobago. Wow. I have some German roots. But I don't know, it's just so much. And
y'all telling us y'all used to be 36 and y'all look like y'all.
Well, I mean,
everybody looks like 30s, early 40s.
No, I'm 45, yes. Girl.
So I mean, my hair is pulled back. I actually play the drums for church, so I'm sweated out today, and the weather's crazy. But yeah, I literally just turned 40. And on top of all of that, my writings, I feel shifted. My poetry shifted from just the little church girl, hey, God is good, I could feel him all over me, to, all right, God, you're gonna have to come down here and shift some things because I'm about to hurt somebody. Like it got real. And then it really got real in 2021 when my father was transitioning and I was transitioning in my marriage. So I ended up writing a series about a drowning woman. And it was quite parallel to how my father was passing. And he always said, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And at that time, I didn't know. But after he passed, my mom explained to me that he was a discerner. He was able to discern. Even though I didn't say much to him, but he was able to discern what I was going through. But I am just beyond inspired to write because it is a divine connection. I am aspiring to get my first book published. Initially, I was going to call it Church Girl Poetry, but I am going to move forward and call it Divinely Transcribed. Because when I tell you I get stuck I am literally in the corner of my living room for hours. There's been times that I've had to call out of work because God has literally woke me up at 6 in the morning and said, stay in that corner until I tell you to move.
Mm.
And the last poem, he literally had me sitting there for hours. Didn't get to go to the bathroom. I don't even think I ate anything. I don't think I drank anything. But it was just that I'm gonna keep you still. I'm gonna keep you stuck. And I'm not for sure who said it. I think Safar, it was you saying how God calls you. Yeah,
Mhm.
you were saying how he was telling you. No, it was Alicia. It was Alicia saying how it was the book, and she realized she got up to 5 chapters. Well, all of the chapters that I have are literally from the opening prayer to the benediction, from the church pews to to the pulpit. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey, to see, your grandfather leave the church to your uncle, and then you see true colors of family members who are jealous and who try to take things over. But I don't think I want to be crucified just yet to divulge that information. Maybe when they all pass on, maybe I'll release that in my 60s. But yes, I literally just I love writing. I love sharing my writings. My audience has spread. It literally started in the congregation. Actually, it started at a national youth conference in York, Pennsylvania, and that's actually how I met. And I keep on saying your name wrong. Zafar,
That far.
Zafar. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a combination of the DC and the New York coming together. I apologize.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, I'll just call you Miss Z because I will continue to mess
That's
it up, and I
fine. Or
apologize.
Zappy, one or the other.
Okay, there you go, Miss Sassy. I got you.
Yeah, my AI's Zappy, so yeah.
Okay. So yes, I wrote my first poem and won, I believe, first place is from 12 to 14 years old. And every year after that, I won first place.
Wow.
And right in my poetry, I still have all of my awards. And then I took the leap of faith and actually performed at Warm Daddies in Philly for the first time. So um, poetry is me. I am poetry. I also do photography. In my book, I would love to couple my photography with my poetry, along with my colloquialisms. One of my ones for my parenting, because I've just recently became a single parent, is work your faith, not your frustration, because God knows these kids make you want to shake them.
I'm
So
telling
I'm
you.
like, please, God, help me to work my faith, not my frustration. Please help me just to, okay, let
I
me
need
take a
that
deep
one.
breath. The faith, not the frustration.
Ready to be in somebody's patrol car somewhere.
Well, here's
Thank
the
God I ain't
crazy
got to
part
deal with
about
that.
that.
Phew.
I work for Child Protection Services. I've been working for Child Protection Services for about 12 years. And then prior to that, I was a youth case manager. And then prior to that, I was just a mentor in the community. So I love adolescents. I'm not going to say I love kids because my little one, I love her to death. But some kids just make you want to just, uh, they make you really want to find a piece of Jesus, but they really make you want to find that one part of Jesus when he took he flipped the tables. So,
Man.
so
Yeah, my grandkids,
um,
they make me want to send them to Jesus where they be acting so, oh
yes.
Lord.
Yeah, I had the one
God.
young lady in church that they told my daughter, "Do you need to go to the altar?" I said, "Yes, let her go to the altar so she could be altered."
Oh, so you just make you sit out there to the altar all day long. Can you? No, you ain't finished
Yes,
yet. Go on back up there.
right. She needs an
I've
altar
been
experience.
right. If I haven't, I've been up here all day, grandma. Like seriously, my grandma used to just
Right.
put me out in church, so they would just say, "I got
Hmm.
where I acted up at. That's why I got tore up at." So,
Listen, today I definitely want to throw a drumstick across across the sanctuary, but I ain't want to hit the wrong person.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a great, especially for moms dealing with other children who suffer from mental health too. Like it gets
Hmm.
frustrating because my son has oppositional defiancy disorder and disruptive mood dysregulatory disorder. So dealing with that is like dealing with an
It's a
extra
lot.
set of kids
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
So the frustration, it's like that level of frustration, it gets 10 times worse.
Mm.
And
So,
Miss Harris, I'm right there with you. I have BPD too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mm. So I would like to talk about something else now. Like me, Miss Sharise, Sabrina haven't got her book out yet. Alicia. Now, if you have books like on Amazon and stuff like that already, how do y'all feel about the when people comment and stuff, leave the what they call them, reviews? Like I said, negative results. Dang. How do y'all deal with the reviews? Like sometimes I had one person, she just went through that and just gave me ones for all of my stuff. I'm like, literally, lady, like seriously, like give people a chance to read the book before you start my one before the one I just released. She I think it was the same lady on Amazon. She went on there and said, "Don't get this book. This book is bad and all that." I reported her to Amazon. Amazon took a comment off. But how do you guys now? I got more tougher skin than when I first started because I was crying. I was like, I don't want to write no more of these. I got tougher skin now. But how do y'all deal with the reviews? Do you guys let it bother you or no? Miss Sharise?
I don't pay them things no mind.
I don't
pay
let
them
it
thing.
bother me.
I
I
don't,
haven't had any bad reviews, but I wouldn't even let it bother me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pay them no mind because everybody got opinion. Everybody got and everybody, you know what I mean. Everybody got an
They got
opinion,
their own opinion. Mm-hmm.
and you know, um, and then I realized something that some people, they going around doing that to these Black authors.
Mm-hmm.
They turning around and giving you bad reviews, and they doing that to all the Black authors to try to ban the books that you writing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I've also, I realized that when they kept talking about banning books, taking books out of school, take the books out of the library, take books, okay, what, excuse me, well, let me, I was like, well, since they being like that, hey, I tell anybody, go open your own library if they want to ban your book. Get your website, sell your own books. You ain't got to worry about Amazon. You go ahead and get all the money anyway. Just cut Amazon, the middleman, out.
And I have been thinking about that myself. I have all of mine on Amazon. I've taken actually some down because, like I said, I was overworking myself, and I'm gonna put them back up as I do them.
Mhm.
But which platforms would y'all rather do? Would you just rather be on your own platform, like you just said, on your own website, or would you rather? Well, let me ask you this: how did you start out? Did you start out, Ms. Sharise and Alicia? Did you guys start out on Amazon, or did you guys just start straight out the boat on your own website?
I started out on Amazon for publishing reasons
Mm-hmm.
to get the books out there. A couple of my books, I had it on my website first, just as a PDF, and then because I'm an educator in my group that I have for educational purposes, a lot of my people that I trained, they wanted physical books. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what led me to start publishing on Amazon. And so now all the books go into Amazon because I would have just kept them all on my personal business website.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the reason why they end up getting published on Amazon. So yeah.
Sharise, what do you do? Do you have yours on Amazon, or do you have yours or any other platform, or do you have yours just strictly on your website?
What I have at the first book, this one,
Mm-hmm.
Approach to Fly Back, I put that on Amazon because I ain't had no money.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But over the years, what I have learned is if I bought my own ISBN number
Mm-hmm.
and I bought my barcode and I got my website, all the money come to me and I already had to pay tax. If I could do the taxes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I did my first book on Amazon. My second book, I didn't do it on Amazon. It's on my website, but it's not on Amazon. My first book is on Amazon, Goodreads, Barnes and Nobles. Okay. And what I'm realizing is I'm tired of people. I after I realized what the royalties look like from Amazon, I was like, I'm sitting here selling this book for $15, and then by the time I get any money, it's like 2, 3, 4, and then it adds up, and I'm like, hold up, you pimping me.
So
I'm getting pimped now, anyway. So what I decided to do, I said, I'm not even gonna go to Amazon. And I want all my coins. I want all my coins. I work too hard to sit here and just give the people my money. And then they pull that, oh, we're going up on our prices in July for paper costs. Okay, well, let me go and add $5 more to that book then, because then it'll cover my expense of the paper costs. But I love having I love it when I can sit and I can sell. I can go on Facebook, I can go on Twitter, I can go on TikTok, I can go on all these, the platforms, and give them my own for my link where they can buy. And I just work it that way. And then I really just started advertising and boosting posts and stuff like that. Even though I've been in this business for a minute, but I'm learning that if you don't advertise and you don't tell people about your book, ain't nobody gonna know nothing.
Sure don't. So let's see. I had some questions. I just got questions. I'm just asking y'all. So, being that you said that, what would you guys recommend to the aspiring authors on here? Would you recommend that they self-publish or just do it how they feel is best for them at the moment? Because I would say, like I'm telling my authors now, if you don't have a lot of money, start with Amazon. I'm just saying, because start with Amazon just to get your book out there. But as you get rolling, like you was talking about, as time go by, I may pull mine off of Amazon. Right now, they are on Amazon for right now. The money could be better. I'm not gonna complain at the moment. I just say, God, I thank you and keep it moving. Because but you're right, the stuff did go up, the cost of this and the cost of that, but I did find that for right now it's functional at the moment. But I would tell y'all aspiring authors, for me, I would just say just start there right now until you get your foot where you need it to be and your money start building up. Then you can build websites and your website and put your stuff there, most especially if you're just starting out, because that's what I would advise. Alicia, how about you? Since you're
Yeah, like what I did, like I was saying, I started out doing it, putting it on Amazon. I used their IBSN, which I'm still doing now, but my 2 new books that's gonna drop the end of this month, I will be buying my own IBSN going forward. So if when I go to stores and make deals with them, if they choose to want to buy my books, they like the big stores, they can buy it and I don't have to buy the copies myself to give to the stores. That's an option. Like when book signings come, even for the books that I already have in the stores, if I wanted to buy my author copies, I can, and just like have the book signings and sell to them that way. That's another option, which I'm going to do. I still have all my books on my website where if somebody goes to my site, they can still click on it and it will lead them to Amazon. Is like a way to have the exposure to know that my books exist. I still have some books that I create that's just a PDF books that people can buy, and I have it linked through Scribe to have the different option where it would be a PDF download. So that's still another stream of income for like PDF books. So that's another way you can do it if you don't want to have it published through an actual store like Barnes and Nobles, because I have my books through them as well, Goodreads and other places. So those are the different ways that you can have your books out there into, once the sales stop coming in, like I wanted to eventually I'll have it where, you know, it's just everywhere I can possibly get my books. But to start out, I would start out with Amazon to help you to be able to get the books published, you know, and so you can have a way for printing, because it is cheap to have your books printed through Amazon. So that's a
Yeah.
option to get started. Yeah.
Okay. And we got another author that just creeped in here on us, Tanya. That's my hunger. I love her so much. I love all of y'all. Sabrina, Miss Sharise. I love all of y'all that's on here tonight. Y'all just don't know how happy y'all made me, because this is really a big success. I like to hear you guys talk about y'all books. I like to hear y'all veterans give the baby ones, as I call them, give them, you know, it's like we're nurturing them, you know, to, okay, this is the way we can go this way. We got options. And that's what I wanted you guys to have, options. I told Day when I first talked to her about that, I said, you know, these are options. And I wanted to be a different publisher, because I was like, you know, most publishing companies, they have like 100%, or well, they take some of the rights from the author. I said, nah, God, I don't want to do that. I said, God, look, if you bless this publishing company, I will help your people. And I said, God, and I meant that, and I told Dave when I first talked to her, I said, you do have 100% rights to your books with my company. Right now, we're not like taking submissions for manuscripts of like where, but I still give them that option where they can use my name, Sapphire Ink Publications, to as their publisher. But what I do is I'm guiding them, giving them all my writers that's with me now, they have their own personal writing toolkit, where they have resources. I do offer all of my resources to them. My young man, we're just gonna give him a little hug. He's a poetry, he writes poetry and everything. So, you know, I've been helping him with his book covers and different things. So that's what I wanted to do different. You know, I told him, I said, I'm gonna give y'all my resources. Knowledge is free. But when you are a business owner and you have a company, you have to charge fees. So I was like, well, I charge fees for this, you know. And what I did was I prayed about it, and then God just started downloading. And then and me and Chat GPT, he helped me put my packages together. I said, well, God, I thank you for this, because you might as well use AI for something, you know. So that's why I wanted to be different. So I'm gonna hold these webinars maybe every other month, or maybe once I don't know, however it goes. But right now it looks like it's going good. And this is gonna be a platform for everybody. Y'all can invite your friends, don't matter, family, husbands, wife, I don't care. Anybody that wants to write, this is what this platform is for. Tanya?
Is anybody's connection sucky, or is it just me?
Yes.
Oh, it might be just you, Dad.
Because it's raining. You know, this rain, it's just been
Yeah, Virginia Beach is raining over here.
Wi-Fi. I've got
Tanya,
coughs.
you got some, you want to talk, you want to introduce yourself, or you want to talk about, you know, any advice you want to give to our aspiring authors? We do have two on here, and might inspire the veterans too.
Hi, I'm Tanya Cole. I've been writing since 2015. I was once with a publisher, and then I went indie. The best advice I can give is do your research and surround yourself with people that are like-minded. I know I have more advice later, but that's the most important for now.
Okay, well, we thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So Sabrina, I'm gonna come back around to you. I'm not gonna hold you guys much longer. I know y'all might have things to do. We did good on this time, but Sabrina, do you have anything else you want to say before we close out?
Well, I mean, I just want to encourage everybody to just like, like this, how you put this circle together. I think that this is a wonderful space. I think that Monica said, she really made it sound like a circle of healing. I don't necessarily battle depression at this moment, but when I was 30, which is why I did write the book, it was a very, very rough time in my life. And so I really, really did battle that very difficultly. And I felt like, even though I had 4 children and, I just felt like I didn't want to, you know, mom anymore. Like I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to do life. I didn't want to do anything at that time. So I definitely can resonate with having that feeling and knowing what that is like, you know, to say like just because of everything that's going around you. So I just want to, you know, just send an encouraging word to everybody here, like that God has given you an outlet. He has given you a tool. He has given you like a space where you can, you know, find that healing and that, you know, your voice matters, right? Because look, you know, if I found Alicia, right, if you didn't write your book, you wouldn't be here today. You know what I mean? Like, and so for you, even Sapphire, like if you didn't have this platform, then you know, like you wouldn't be able to bring all these people together. So I just want to continue to encourage everybody to just keep going. You know, there's space for all of us. You know, it's not oversaturated, it's not crowded, you know, it's space for all of us. He will increase the capacity for us to all be here to help, you know, our people that's are assigned to us. So just keep
I
going.
agree. Miss Sharise, do you have any advice, lasting words you want to give? Trying to get these things.
All right. Okay, this is my advice. This is my advice. If you want to become a writer, you want to become a writer, an author, time, schedule. Start making your schedule block. Well, you maybe write, you know, like you're early bird, like me. I get up at 5. Sometimes I get up at 4. And I get up, I do what I gotta do, get myself dressed for the day, and then I'll sit down and I'll write. Make the time, put it in time block, put it maybe 3 hours. You can start out with 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Just do a little 30 minutes. Then you increase the time. Maybe I'll do an hour, and then okay, maybe I'll do an hour and a half. Maybe I'll do 2 hours, you know, and start scheduling your time is the enemy that you have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Time is the enemy that you have to fight because you're getting distracted from over here with the cheering and all that. Okay, well, look, okay, and you get distracted. I got house chores, I got dishes and sink, got laundry to do. You know, I got to cook. Okay, so break it down into time sequence, and you don't have to write every day. Write maybe every other day, or take you like 2 days. Write, you know, just block out them 2 days just to write a whole day. You know, where you just maybe like do.
I need to hear this, Sharise.
You know,
Private ways.
and my thing is to all authors is if you're serious about becoming an author, cut out all the foolishness.
Ah.
Cut out all the foolishness. I mean, you know, you gotta stay focused. Stay focused with what you're trying to accomplish because you ain't gonna get but one life. You get one life, and it means if you wanna really, it took me 2.5 years to write that book. I start for 6 months. I start for 6 months. I start for 6 months. And I'm kind of glad that God gave me that, said it in that way, because I would write for a whole 6 months, 3 chapters, and then I stop, you know, and then I start again for another. It's 336 pages, my first book, and what I had to learn was if I want to get this book published, I had to sit down and make the time.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got time to be going play cards. I ain't got time for bowling. I ain't got time for hanging out. I ain't got time to go to movies. I had one objective, was to get that book finished.
Mm-hmm.
And what I also incorporated in my time was the way I spent my money. I spent my money. I wasn't going out here getting nails done. I wasn't going out here getting my feet done. I wasn't going out here, you know, doing a whole bunch of stuff that wastes my money. I wanted to go, and then I did the research for my book. I did the research on how much stuff was gonna cost me. And I realized some things were not cheap. So I had to put money aside for the expense when it came time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and let me tell you something. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Because everybody else's life goes on and they doing whatever they want to do. And you're sitting here one day before you know it, like I was, where I'm 21 minutes and I'm 52 today. And I'm saying, where did the time go? I did a lot of things in me I'm getting to do because I had a change of mindset. Had to change who I hung around, who I talked to, what my conversation was about. I changed a whole lot of things in order to become this new person that I'm determined. I want to keep writing. I want to have a successful business. I want to do this, but time can be your enemy. Before you know it, you're 21 day and you're 52 the next. And you be like, dang, where'd time go? I was 20 yesterday. What in the world, you know? But like I said, break it down and make you a schedule. You know, get you one of them calendars from Walmart or something. You ain't gotta do all them fancy stuff. You ain't got no fancy stuff. You know, like they making them big old calendars on the wall. You ain't gotta do all
You
that.
get it for Dollar Tree. My husband got me one.
Hello. Look, I can make one of them myself. But cut out space time. I want to do this, want to do this. Okay, well, this day I gotta do laundry. Okay, this day I gotta cook. This day, and sometimes I will cook for 3 days. I cook food for 3 days because I didn't want to be bothered to have to do it the next day and the day after that. I just, that's how I cook. And I put the stuff in the refrigerator. My husband ate and he going in. I ain't gotta worry about him. Okay, I sit there.
Yeah, those are called stretch meals.
You know, and the thing is, yeah, right. I cook something that lasts like 3 days, right? You know, like some beef, noodles, spaghetti sauce. Throw that together. There you go. Here you go. Right?
Oh, yes, indeed. That spaghetti be tasting good the second day, honey.
Right. And,
but she's
just,
right
you know,
about the
stretch it
time.
out.
Yeah, you guys have to manage the time, and I used to be bad at that. I cram stuff in, and I don't know why I work better under pressure. I do. That's just me. Not everybody can work like me. But she's right. Y'all gotta you can't waste your time because like she said, you look up one day you're 20, next I'm 45. I'll be 46 this year. I'm like, good God. I said, Lord, I ain't got nothing to show for nothing. So, you know, she's right. You can't waste time. You know, you gotta be about your business. And just think of this when you're a writer and you're your own person, self-publishing, all of that kind of stuff. This is your business. This is a business. And believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, this is a business. And I tell my daughter all the time, my daughters, if you treat your business like a hobby, you're going to get hobby results. Any business that you have, but when you're an author, writer, publisher, whatever the case, editor, all of that falls up under writing. When you're this is your business. You cannot treat your business like a hobby. We don't treat the man when we go to the 9 to 5, we don't treat that like a hobby. So why would you treat your own business like a hobby? When she said, you know, about your time, we don't do that over there at the 9 to 5. We got to hit that clock. We go over there, hit the clock. Think of this as you hitting the clock for your own. When she said time, you going to hit that clock for your time that you're going to put in because your work will speak for you. People could tell if you done some raggedy stuff, you just done threw something together and just went on about your business and then put it out. People gonna tell you about that book. Your brand, your name is your brand. You're the brand. That even goes down to your book cover. Don't put no mess out there. For me, I'm a perfectionist. That's why I stopped purchasing book covers for people. I'm not saying they did a bad job, but I do all of my book covers myself. I'm a designer. That's what and I said, God, why you give me all these gifts? It's a lot that I can do. I don't tell everybody what I can do. I just get in there and do it. You know, if you ain't got money to pay for covers and stuff, honey, you better get in there and do Canva. y'all better go back in KDP and figure out the sizes of the book that you want. Get in Canvas. Okay, I know KDP said that I need these measurements 6x9. Get in there, be creative, because when you're a writer, you're an artist. That's your art. You can't be half-stepping. And you can't put no mess up there. I don't care what nobody else do. Y'all have to represent your book. Me, y'all see my covers. I'm a perfectionist, flawless. That's just me. Some people, but I like my stuff to be nice. But that's because my name is Zafar Zuka. That's what's on my book. My company is Zafar Inc. Publications. I am my own publisher on my book because I self-publish. That's my name. So your name, Day, I'm not gonna pronounce your whole name. That's your name on your book. Sharise, that's your name on your book. Sabrina, that's y'all's name. Tanya, Monica.
I want a different name. I'm just kidding.
So, well, Zafar is actually my pen name, but
Yeah.
that's still your name. The point I'm making is y'all your brand. And I did marketing for 5, 6, 7 years. I did that for a living. I had clients I did social media management for. I'm not doing it now, but I still market a little bit. Anything you post on Facebook, Instagram, you're still marketing. And then if your book coming out in May, y'all need to be having them book covers out. Publish marketing. You got to talk about this stuff. Because the whole thing is you got to build a social media presence. If you don't build no social media presence, ain't nobody gonna buy no book. You be like, how come they ain't buy that book? It's because you have not built the social media presence. Your social media presence matters, whether it be if you're just on Instagram, and then your social media platforms need to be professional down to the T. You can't have no riffraff up on there. You got a business page, separate your personal page from your business page. Your book needs to have a business page. And I'm giving y'all these tips because I'm doing it myself. I did marketing for a living. This is things that you need to do. If your book coming out, say the end of the year, you need to be marketing that book now. I always put my book covers out first. I always do my character profile first. Then, the behind the scenes, people don't see that. But this stuff, your book cover need to be done first. And I say that because you need to be throwing that book cover. You need to be marketing every day. And I also got marketing tools that I use. Sometimes, if y'all go look at my Instagram, I'm not posting half that stuff. I have a tool that does that for me. It's on automation. So y'all have to market. You can't sell no book without marketing. Ain't nobody gonna know you. You gotta warm up your audience. Whoever your niche is, your genre, you're gonna want them people to already know about you before that book come out. They're gonna be like, dang, let me tell y'all a secret. That's how I made most of my money on Amazon. I am now making $500 a month on Amazon. It's going up little by little. Last month, my sales doubled. Sabrina seen it. The month of November, they doubled just because I started using AI to market. It's little things that I can do to help. And I'm giving y'all these tips because it helped me. Last December, I had 60 sales. My sales not bad anyway because a couple of my series, I get sales for one book, it triggers sales for the rest of the books. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Also, I'm gonna give y'all another little tip. A lot of people complain about sales, but do y'all know every time somebody reads your book, Amazon pays you for every page that somebody reads in KDP? I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I started saying, dang, I'm getting paid for people just reading. Even if they read one page, you get paid for it. So, that's the perks of that. But that's why I say if y'all gonna start out, that's a good way to start out. I also have mine on other platforms. Like I use this other platform called Draft2Digital. Draft2Digital puts my books in a digital form on Barnes and Noble. So a lot of my books are on Barnes and Noble in the digital form. Also, it goes to Smashwords. It goes to all different platforms. And so I'll share that with some of y'all. Draft2Digital, even at Apple. I have a couple books over there. So I don't even know where I have my stuff at, unless I go and look. I have money over there, Draft2Digital. I didn't know I had made until I went back there and looked. So if you put your books on different platforms, that's still passive income that's coming in. You still got money. You look over here, even though Amazon pay their authors monthly after 90 days, you will get paid monthly. One girl said, "No, you don't. You get paid quarterly." I said, "Well, honey, you must got raggedy sales because I don't get paid quarterly." I said, "After them 90 days and your sales look good, Amazon will pay you monthly. I get paid every month, faithfully. I've been getting paid like that for a year. But your sales have to look like something. If you want good sales, then you have to get out there and do the work. Come on, babies, y'all got to do the work. Y'all want people. If you want to be internationally known, or you just want to be local. That's what I asked one of my clients. You want to be internationally known or you want to be local? He said, I want to be internationally known. I said, well, you got to do internationally known work. Again, can't treat your business like a hobby. So I encourage y'all ladies that's starting out, y'all authors, promote. Brand. Fix up your brand. Get you a logo. If you ain't got money for a logo, go on Canva. You can make a logo in Canva. I'm just saying. Canva has been my best friend for a decade. These are little tips to help you to save money. Canva's on $12.99. We spend that at McDonald's getting you a 4 for $4 or something, whatever. No, you get 4 for $4 for Wendy's. At McDonald's, getting the on that little menu, you get them little small menus. What is it, 3 for $5 or whatever? I don't know. The point I'm making is we spend certain amount of money in things that we can save that money and put it towards ourselves. When as an author, we're constantly investing in our career because we're investing in tools to help our business. I always invest in myself. Last month I made about $700 in profits. Some of that came from my clients that paid monthly or whatever, and then some of it came from my book sales. But I put half of it back into my business. So we have to take our profits, put it back in your business. And you set up business accounts. These are things that you should do as well. Set up a business account. Miss Sharise will probably tell you that too. I mean, these are little small details that y'all should be doing. But if you're gonna write, think of this as a business. If your mindset is raggedy right now, and it's not, well, I don't know. Yeah, am I gonna write? Well, then if you're gonna write, change your mindset. It's time for us to flip these mindsets around. This is 2024. We can't be playing with our careers and we can't be playing with ourselves. And I'm not being harsh, but I just wanted to give y'all that I wanted y'all to see that this is a business and that you are your brand and your name should mean something to you. Because your name's on that book. Your name is, you're signing your name. People want the book. You're doing signing stuff, and people are gonna remember that. What you put out, people remember. I'm just saying, if you're doing book signings and you acting rude to people, they're gonna remember that. But if you're nice and all of that, they're gonna recommend you. Man, you need to go get Dave's book. You need to go get Monica's book, Sharice's book. I'm just saying, this is our business, y'all. And that's all I have for that. I didn't mean to say all that, but at the same time I did because I want you ladies to be inspired. If y'all know some males, bring them on over here. We can all speak life to them. We got to learn. And I'm saying this because it's stuff that I have to do for myself on a daily basis. I have to speak life to myself. Come on, Zephyr, you can do this, Zephyr. Some days I don't feel like getting out of bed to do nothing, but I know I'm on a mission. It's stuff that I want and stuff that I got. And I said, okay, God, I told you I'll do this, so let me go and get up and go and do this. And if we allow the enemy, he will put that spirit of procrastination, laziness, and slothfulness on us. Those 3 things. And we don't want that. So I encourage y'all ladies to write. I encourage y'all ladies the newbies to take your business seriously. I encourage you guys to not just have this form of income, have another form of income. It's always good to have different forms of income. And I encourage you ladies to get your books out there. Let people see what you got coming out this year or next year, whenever. Put your stuff out there. If they don't know about you, it's because you're not putting your stuff out there. Get them book covers done. Start putting that stuff on social media. Make your business page for your author page. Make that your author page. Even on Instagram. I got about 10 Instagrams, I think. I don't know. But I do have 2 particular ones that I write on. If you're a writer, start writing some blogs. Drive traffic to that book. That's how I did it. I drove traffic to my book. And Sabrina can tell you how to do that too. But I'm just saying all of this. I encourage you guys to keep writing. I encourage you guys to just talk to one another. Now we done made a little circle of friends. If anybody need anything from me, just inbox me and I'm here. Even if you want to shoulder to cry on and you're just like, I just want to go crazy. Just, you know what, we can just lean on each other because I feel like that some days. I have to literally go scream somewhere. But I thank God for peace in my mind now.
You are
But
truly inspiring.
girl, I got to inspire myself. Anybody
Truly.
else have anything to say? Any encouraging words before we hop off of here? Sabrina, Tanya, Sharise, Day, Monica.
I just had a question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go ahead, Miss Sharise. I'm gonna let Miss Sharise speak. I like what she said.
Thank you.
Another blog.
You got a book. You got your books, right? You got your books.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how to do Canva, find you a nice graphic arts designer. We already got one in the room.
I used to teach Canva too.
And take a class. It's a lady on Instagram teaching people how to use Canva. She making a loot. She making a killing.
Girl,
So you gotta go in here and get this while it's getting this hot.
Well, I better go in
You already got your graphic art designer here in the room. So get your, start thinking of ways to advertise your books.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that don't have books and want to publish your books, think of a business name you will create for your business, because when you become an author, it becomes a business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you become an author, it is a business. Think about what you're gonna call your business name, and it can't be all, think of something reasonable. Okay. What else was I gonna say? Start doing interviews. Start doing interviews. And for the one, I'm speaking for the ones that have books, that got it going on. We have these books and they're sitting there. And if you don't tell nobody, that's another part of your marketing campaign. As you go from one interview, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a webinar, whether it's a Zoom room, or it's on Clubhouse. Now, I'm going to put this out there that I got all three. I got Authors Excerpt Sunday live broadcast. I got Authors Excerpt Sunday podcast. I have Authors Excerpt Sunday Clubhouse. Okay, my first two, I charge a fee. I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all no stories, because, sis got bills to pay. Okay, and a Clubhouse is the one I do on Saturdays at 6 p.m. It's free. Okay. But the first two, the live broadcast and podcast, I charge a fee. Reach out to me if you want to do an interview. Okay. Because my calendar is open. And don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Think of it this way. When you invest in yourself and you spend money on your business and the things that you got to do for your business, think of it, okay, I'm trying to get to this next level.
Mm-hmm.
This next level. I don't want to just be in Uniontown. I used to think like that. Oh, if I go ahead and keep selling my books in Uniontown, I'm gonna make all this money. All right. Pump your brakes, okay? There's 8 billion trillion people on this planet. Okay. And you think outside of where you live at. Think of, okay, what's the next city over? What's the next state over? And and if you save your money. Like I said, I had to show you a lot of discipline for the coming year. So this relaunch I just did for my business cost me $1,000. Even though I'm just sitting here, I did my advertising. I had to invest in my money in my, revamp my website and all this other stuff, right? So that's done for the day. Now it's exposure time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here in Z's room. I'm here. I go to a room in the morning. It is called authors. What is it? Daily inspiration for authors. Authors daily inspiration for authors is done by Ardenae Garner. And then I got Kay Rashay. I'm involved with her function. That's in April in Birmingham, Alabama. Build yourself, build it up. I put this money away for my I want to go on this trip. I want to go on this conference. I want to go to this. I want to go and do book signings out of state. I want to do this. I want to do. Think beyond where you live.
Yep.
The world is so round, and I want my coins. I yield my mic. Okay, y'all got it. There you go.
Monica, you had a question.
Yeah. So, what is a realistic time frame for releasing a book?
Are you going to do paperback, or are you asking as far as ebook wise?
Paperback.
Well, what I would do is, and what I have done, but I have a few paperbacks. I just Googled books in my genre that's similar to what I'm writing, and I look at how much that author is pricing theirs. And that's one thing that I would do. Just research a little bit. It depends on how thick the book is, how many chapters and stuff like that. So you have to take all of that in consideration. Then also take the fees that Amazon going to charge you for every one for, as far as printing it. So, you have to take all that in consideration, but do a little research as far as whoever writes. It's like you write poetry, right? So I will
Yes.
go on Amazon and type in poetry books and see as far as paperback wise. That's what I did. And that's how I knew the price. Like my book Ruined, that book is $14.99, I think. So my genre is different from you guys. Well, we all had different genres. And in my genre, my book, they've run by around $16.99 a little bit. That's what some people price theirs. So I would just say, yeah, just go on Amazon, honey. And Amazon, my best friend, 'cause I'll be on there looking up everything, and I'll be comparing, okay, so if I got a book this size or whatever, and look at the pages, how many pages they have too. So that's another thing. When you do paperback, and whoever does your book cover, you want to make sure you give them the exact pages. I always started out with the ebook first, because that way once I finish writing the ebook, then I can say, okay, I got enough. I know how many pages I have for the paper book back. So that, do your ebook first if you're going to go that route, and then do the paperback. That's what I would do. That's how I do first, because that way your ebook can get the exposure it need, and then when you put the paperback out, you can also do a separate release for your paperback. I've done that too. I've also done the release for the ebook and the paperback at the same time. So it's different ways you can market. I think I would do the separate release for both ebook and paperback, so that way you can get double exposure to both. That's just the way I think. Not everybody think that way. But yeah. Any more questions? Sabrina, you have one? You look like you got one pondering in there.
No. Just thank you. About to just look. I got another thing coming up soon. So
Yeah, we're about to hop off of here. All right, ladies, if there's no more questions, I want to thank you all for coming to Pen to Paper, the first webinar for the year. And I've decided I am going to do another one. And I will give you guys the release date on that. All of y'all invited. It's going to be free of charge. I am starting a podcast sometime this year. I will have a date for that. I do offer certain services as well. Y'all know I had the little AI thing going. Me and Sabrina, she does too. So she have services, done for you services. So whatever y'all need, inbox her or me or anybody on here, whatever services that y'all need, just inbox us. Again, you got to invest in yourself. I don't want to hear nobody say, I can't, that's too much money. Well, honey, don't inbox me for nothing. Not nada. Just saying. But I try to be realistic. I try to keep my stuff affordable for people because I understand the cost. It pays the cost to be the boss. So, that's a good webinar. That's a good little thing. I might do that. Pays the cost to be the boss. Huh. All right. Anyway, anybody have any questions or anything else they want to say? If not, I want to thank you ladies for coming to Pen to Paper. And I will give y'all the next date on the next Pen to Paper. And guys, like I said, invite some males. I know some men writing books. If y'all know any, just invite them, and then see y'all next time. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you all.
See you
Bye-bye.
next time. We'll see you Thursday.
Oh yeah, I'll see
Thank
you Thursday to get the training. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. So let's end.